morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope y'all are having a great day. Today is the 17th of November, 2025. We're going to go ahead and hop into today's trade recap. I ended up taking one fake trade. I don't want to call it a paper trade because my paper trading has been super messed up. It won't even fill me until 10 minutes later. Don't know why, but we're going to go ahead and get into it anyway. And kind of this entire session as a whole, because with this session, the one trade that I did want to see that looked really good, I ended up not entering on, and then I entered on something pretty stupid. But regardless, I knew that this trade was pretty bad, and I still wanted to take it just because of the fact that it was paper trading, which I know I shouldn't be doing. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop into it. So this morning, I was overall bullish because when we came down and swept this 4-hour internal low, I'm thinking, okay, this is a very clear point where price would want to reject. That's exactly what we got. I told myself this is really the condition right now based off of how I react off this. I want to see longs, and if we get that clear displacement higher, I will look to long. But if we continue to just push through this and then end up inverting this 4-hour, then obviously I could see price coming back down to these lows. But that's not what I ideally wanted to see. What I ideally wanted to see were the longs, and so that's what we got. We got a market open, a really nice. Let's see right here, a really nice resweep right here, and then we immediately got this inversion, which honestly, if I was to actually take this, I probably would have taken the 30-second all the way down here. But at the same time, there were these 2 minutes, and then the 2 minute closed all the way up here. It took the internal high, but regardless, this was still a really good trade just because of where the draw was at. And this is one of those trades that you just have to get it on because it's so clear. And it's so clear that our draw is higher because of all this low resistance liquidity that we have. We have these unfilled hourlies above. And then we also had these equal highs, with the 15-minute all the way up here. So we ended up ripping, we ended up tapping that first 1 hour, and then inside that 1 hour, we ended up tapping a 15-minute, which was right here, this 15-minute gap. And this is where I took my first actual theoretical trade, and there was a 5-minute gap right here, which this was just honestly just a pattern trade, straight up. I wasn't really paying attention. I woke up late this morning, and that's why I missed this first trade. And then I kind of FOMO'd into this. So because I'm a firm believer when you miss the very first trade setup that looks really good to you, your psyche is just going to be messed up, and it's better to just not trade after that. Because if that first trade idea that you really wanted to see, if you miss out on that, you're just going to be trying to chase a trade the rest of the day, and you just don't want to do that. So yeah, we tap that 15-minute, we get this 30-second inversion right here to this unfilled 5-minute, and yeah, it loses. It's not very good. I think there was an SMT at the high. Yeah, so in theory, this is a very good trade technically, but it completely gets ruled out all the way because of the fact that our draw on liquidity is higher. You can see right here, we have an SMT. It's a 30-second inversion, which is the highest time frame. There's an unfilled 5-minute below. We're respecting this 15-minute and this 1 hour. We're in a pretty heavy premium, so you think okay, we need to rebalance this range, but our draw on liquidity is obviously just higher, and it's very clear that price wanted to come back up to these highs up here in this unfilled 1 hour, and then that's where we finally get that rejection. So yep, once we finally hit that, we end up getting this 5-minute inverse and then come back down to hit this 15-minute. I was looking at this 5-minute as a potential short, but I ended up not taking it. One, because the close is pretty bad. Oh my gosh, bro. Dog will not shut up. Because the close, I mean, it's not super significant. It's significant enough, I guess. But I just also... Freaking dog, hold up. Okay, so basically where I was at was this 5-minute inversion. Even though this inverted lower, I'm not really looking for shorts here because I'm thinking that our drawn liquidity still could be higher. We still have the rest of this range to that we could potentially go to. So at this point, I'm only looking for longs. Ideally, I wanted to see price come down to this 15-minute and then look for a long after that. We ended up shopping around, and at this point in the session, I just didn't want to take anything because as the session continues to go on, the just probability gets lower and lower in my eyes, and especially when we're in chop like this, I just wasn't looking for anything. There was this 5-minute right here, that I think I was trying to look for a setup for, but I ended up just being like, nah, we're just continuing to chop around, and the distribution that I wanted to see happen already happened. So I'm not going to be looking for anything else today. So yep, wanted to look for longs here. I didn't think we would come back down to this low just because it's such a protected low after that 4-hour sweep. Maybe we could, if we end up tapping into this 5-minute and then going lower. It looks like this could be a potential PDI. But regardless, yeah, I'm done for the day. 2 decent setups. I don't think this 5-minute was amazing, like I said, just because of the fact that I was still bullish on the day and didn't want to end up fading that bias, which is like super contradictory to this trade that I took right here, because this is completely fading the bias. And yeah, that's a Monday mistake, and that's why I'm paper trading right now, to really clear up those mistakes. And it's just because of my drawn liquidity. So yep, that's going to be it for today. I hope y'all are having a great day. Go out, attack the week, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.